Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. This is a little recap of the Gillette tournament, and then I'll tell you guys what happened here at the end of the video. Sadly, had nothing to do with baseball. I kind of wish it did, but it didn't. So let's get into the video. And the first game we had was against the Buckley Bombers.
So Miller coming away with that. 2 gone in the inning. Looks over to second. He'll be safe. Tanawari ended up going to kind of hug the base on that one. 2 gone in the inning. Runners at first and second. That one gets in for a strike. Goes 0-1. All balls, 1 strike. 2 away the pitch, and that's going to miss. 1-1. Ball and a strike. Here to Durnley. 0 for 0. First time at bat today. That's going to be fouled away. And it goes 1-2. Ball and 2 strikes. One, two's the count. Runner sitting at first and second. Buckley Bombers. And coming into this ball game at 4-20. The Rustlers in the Alliance tournament came away with a 10-2 win over the Buckley Bombers. That's the Gillette Rustlers. The pitch, that one's going to be fouled away. Ball and 2 strikes still. Ball 2 strikes, 2 away. Comes set and fires. Swings and misses. Get him gone. And puts it away for out number 3. Runners into corners. 1 away. I mean, come away now with the 3rd hit for Greeley. Runner goes, and that tag is not going to be in time. No throw home. Run comes home to score. And makes this down 4-2. I think had second baseman not, or excuse me, had shortstop not cut off the second baseman, possibly actually would have got him. It's 1 gone here in the inning. Run came home to score. Runner sitting at second. That one's going to be a shot that will get down, and that's going to be an error. So 2 errors coming up on the play. Run comes home to score. And runner move over to second.
All right, so the first game was against the Buckley Bombers. That was the only game we won this weekend on the tournament. My first at-bat didn't go as planned. Struck out on a high pitch. Keep opening up my hips, so I got to figure out what I'm doing wrong to be able to fix that and be able to get better. Second at-bat, hit a ground ball to the right side. We had a runner on second situation. They wanted me to put the ball on the ground on the right side of the field, so I did. And the second baseman ended up booting it and throwing it away at first, so I ended up on second. Our score guy scored it as a hit. Ultimately, it was a reach on error, but it's scored as a hit, so I'll take the hit. But we did end up winning that game 8-3. I got subbed out midway through the game only because I was dealing with some bicep pain, so I wasn't really able to throw the ball as well as I should have. I played second that game, so they took me out because I wasn't making any throws, so I wasn't doing anything productive on defense for the team. So completely understand, but final score was 8-3. The next game was against Gallatin Valley. I didn't end up playing that game. It was in the next day, so Friday. Ultimately, it was a rough game for us. We ended up losing 11-0. We had a new kid playing for us who was pitching. The turf field was really rough for him. But, it was ultimately a rough game for us, but we had a game after that, so we were getting ready for that game. But the final score was 11-0.
It's going to bring up Drew Dreiling to the dish. It's kind of interesting. He actually messaged me. And he tuned into it for a moment because he wanted to find his name, able to get it there. Here's the offering, and that's going to be foul. Wind's picked up a little bit more. It's a breezy day. No balls, 2 strikes. Here's the 0-2, and that's going to be chopped up, back up the middle. Kobe Craig up the one leg, able to make the play. Bottom of 3. Lancaster rolls back in, fires home, and that's going to be a line shot back second base side, and he's going to make a great line drive out. That was a pretty solid catch. And the button, we'll see if it gets it back in time. Yeah, just it's going to be an error. Riley Hawk almost got away with it, and unfortunately not going to do it that time. Runner's going to be at first. It's always fun getting to see which team's going to put what.
Yeah.
Rough Riders put an error. And Greenlee does it. That's going to be back out right side and quick out there.
Our next game was a 7 o'clock game against Gillette, who was the home team of the tournament. So they were 0-2 at the time we played them. We were 1-1, so we were trying to win. The tournament kind of said, like, if we only lost one game, we had a chance to play it in the championship. But it was a rough game. I started at second in my first at-bat, which is not shown on video. Grounded out to the pitcher on a 1-2 count. And my second at-bat, once again on a 2-strike count, I ground out to the shortstop. And then wasn't doing anything productive. We had a runner on first. We needed to score. So I had a sacrifice bunt. Wasn't the greatest bunt, bunted it right back to the pitcher, but I moved the runner up to second, so I did my job. Played second as well that game. Did a little bit better. I had a diving play, as you could see. Wasn't really a diving play, it was just a line drive cut, and I kind of fell on my knees. But it was a good game overall. We ended up losing that game 12-3. It was rough. Our pitcher did really good until and we had walked a lot of batters, so it was a rough game for us all. But we were ready for the next day because we had to play early games the next morning. But the final score of that game was 12-3. Then our second to last game was against Alliance. The team was based out of Nebraska. They were a really good team. They were actually one of the teams that was in the championship game, so it was a rough game for us. We ended up losing that game as well, 12-3. I didn't end up playing. Our starting pitcher ended up getting hurt midway through the game with a shoulder injury. Hope for a speedy recovery for him. But it was just a rough game overall for the team. We were all really tired from the games before, the night before. So we were just hoping to bounce back in the next game. And the final score of that game was 12-3. Our last game of the weekend was against the Sanford Academy, who ended up winning the championship on Sunday. They were really good. They were really put together. That team knew what they were doing for sure. They were well coached and they were putting the ball in play. I mean, it's hard to beat a team that's hitting gap shots and hitting the baseball really hard. So I ended up playing second that game. There was no video from live footage of that game, but the only plate appearance I had was a walk. It was on a 3-2 count. I was one of two base runners that game for us. We didn't get a hit, so we got no hit that game. Luckily, it wasn't a perfect game, but it was a rough game overall. We ended up losing that one 15-0. But congrats to Sanford for winning the championship game, and that was a really well put together team, and they're probably going to be a pretty good team for the rest of the summer. All right, the moment you guys probably have been waiting for, the backstory of what happened to my forehead and why it's all bandaged up. After our games on Saturday, we had a team bonding pool tournament at our Airbnb. Me and my teammate ended up winning the $100. I gave him 60 out of it, only because he made all the shots in the championship game to help us win that game. But after that, we ended up going swimming at a teammate's hotel. It was at a water park. It was like a little water park inside of a hotel. It was really nice. We just got there. We were getting ready to go swim, and we went down the slide the first time. It was fun. Well, when I went up for the second time, I was like, oh, I want to get more speed on the slide. I ended up jumping, whacking my head on the top of the slide as I entered the slide. Wasn't knocked unconscious. I was fine. I went down the slide, thought I just bumped my head, so I was coming out of the slide like, oh, I probably should go sit down, bumped my head. I might have a concussion kind of thing, but we'll see. And at the top of the slide, there was two of my teammates screaming my name and pointing towards their foreheads, and so I touched my forehead right on the spot, and there was blood on my hand. So I went to the nearest adult that I knew. She took a look at it, told me that I probably should go to the hospital. So I ended up going to the hospital. Didn't have to get any stitches, thankfully. They said it was a pretty bad wound, but nothing too bad where I had to get stitches. It wasn't deep enough. So praise the Lord for that one. But doesn't mean I can't play baseball. We have 2 games on Tuesday against Fort Morgan. But ultimately, it was a rough weekend overall. Baseball just didn't go the way we planned. But and then the whole Saturday forehead situation, it was a whole thing. But it was a great weekend. I enjoyed the weekend with the guys. I wanted to give a shout out to Chase Horsley from Horseman Broadcasting and Entertainment for letting me use his video clips on my videos, or for this video at least. He's a great announcer based out of Wyoming. He did a great job for us. He announced the whole weekend, even the championship game. He was there all weekend announcing all of our games, and get big shout out to him for letting me use it. Funny story is, after our first game, he announced my last name wrong, so I messaged him and told him how to pronounce my name, and he was really grateful for that. I mean, as me, who might hopefully want to become a broadcaster one day, he's a really good announcer, and a really great guy. I got to know him a little bit yesterday when we came back from our tournament. But yeah, that was the weekend. We have 2 more tournaments left this summer. So let's hope that we can do good. We're in Cheyenne next weekend, and then we're in Fort Collins the weekend after that. So that will do it for this video. Please like and subscribe, and more videos will be coming out here soon.